I'm normally not able. I don't think you start off with the ability to bounce off of bullets off of walls like that. It still feels a little fast. Oh, it's playing the theme. It's playing the RoboCop theme. It didn't play that until the very end of the last game. Yeah, see, I'm used to playing CS as my shooter, so I'm used to having a very low sensitivity. They don't make them like they used to when it comes to these musical themes. I guess they still had John Williams working on everything in the 80s, but I don't think John Williams worked on this. Excuse me, can you two individuals tell me where I can find the terrorists? Okay, keep your secrets then. Yeah, they didn't play this theme until the very end of the game last time. Oh shit. Have to repair. I probably should actually take cover. I forget I'm playing on hard. Kind of sucks to have your theme playing and everyone be super cool about it. It's like you're such a badass, but then like then you die while it's playing. It even gives me the guard. I get everything basically. Where the fuck are these assholes? It's playing my theme and everything, but I don't even get to see them. There we go. There's just one dude talking to himself. Come on, I should be able to hit these guys. I can also concuss them, but he took my arm. Brother, you are in a much worse situation than that. Police! Ooh, a purse. I mean, I'm sure this isn't excessive force. Oh yeah. This is one of the things I was kind of iffy about in the first game, the upgrades to the Auto 9, the system. still confused on whether or not I have anything from the last game or not. Armor piercing. Is it gonna tell me what all these do? Oh, yeah. Duh. that dude's head into an electrical outlet. Oh, thunderstroke! Bullies. That's a way to put it. They're gonna put some room in their skull. Alright. Mysterious ally. It's the metal Oh no, it's the bats. Excuse me, citizens. Do you know where I can get a coffee at this hour? Shoot him in the face. Listen, accurate, but you gotta tone it down a little bit, alright? Oh yeah. Uh-oh. And I can take a wallet while I'm there. I mean, they're making me do everything. I might as well help myself, you know. Kisses. Come on, man. I can see the pixel of his head right there. Whoa. I'm focusing so hard on trying to tap heads here. Yeah, unfortunately, RoboCop Rogue Legacy is just one of those games, especially just Unreal Engine, that doesn't run well when I'm streaming it. So it's kind of tough to stream it. So I've just been playing it on my own, and I really do enjoy this game. I'm surprised. I heard the yes, hi Shadow. Uh, I heard the developers haven't been known to make very good quality games, and so it was. I'm really surprised that I like this one so much. I mean, it runs fine when I'm playing it by myself and not streaming it. It feels like an on-rail shooter that like you broke away from the rails to. Like you don't have to spend your all your time in cover and whatnot because you're RoboCop, man. I remember in the first game you could upgrade so that like low caliber ammunitions could bounce off certain parts of you back and take their head off and that sort of thing. It really made you feel like a walking tank, you know. So I definitely recommend it. I'm probably gonna keep playing some, maybe even tonight after stream. But for the time being, I made another impulse buy today. It's it's this bomb bun. I saw it on Steam like yesterday, and it had really good reviews, and it just came out. And I'm never there when things just come out, and I'm never one to make it hip. When I was selecting the category for Twitch before starting tonight, I saw that there was only like 20 people watching, so it's probably not a very big game. Oh, it's all right. I got a controller. If I plug it in, but it looks neat. You know, I'm a sucker for cell shaded. We got enough games that are dark and dreary. Ratcoin just doesn't look like my kind of game, man. I don't like those coin pushers. I never did. But you just like the raccoon. Yeah, you're trying to sell me by calling it Balatro, but I just don't like coin pushers. They're trying to make Balatro everything. In fact, I have some on my wish list. Oh, before we start this, actually, hold on. I was gonna let's where home or no store. What did I? It was like it isn't out yet. Yeah. It looks really good, well made, just not my thing. I'm kind of in the same boat. Here, let me see. It should be at the bottom here. Yeah, it releases May, so about a month away. But it looks really intriguing. It's like roguelike chess. Like I have, it sounds like something that would be a really really good idea. So I'm interested in trying it out when it comes out. It's even styled in the same way as Balatro. So I know people have been reinventing chess for quite a while. Clover Pit? Have I heard of that? This is what I mean. I'm never hip with it. Oh, is it slot machine? Uh-oh, it's the 6 numbers. This looks like buckshot roulette. Oh, you can pee. That'd be the second game we play on Steam where you can pee. Along with Postal. This is my dad's simulator. They just put you in a room with pills and a slot machine, huh? Piss lock the reels. Do they have ludicrous difficulty on the slot machines? I don't like the trap door beneath my feet. You unlocked Corpse, oh boy. Yay. Alright, you always gotta look for the funny reviews, though. Man, any and all gods bless the dinosaurs that died to make the fossil fuel that was treated to become gasoline in the car that took a mother to the hospital that gave birth to these beautiful developers. That's a new one. The Wheel of Fortune in Balatro says 1 in 4, but it's actually 0.15%. The 666 in Clover Pit says 1.5%, but it's actually 1/4. Yep, 99% of people stop right before they hit it big. That's true. Start putting that in every casino. We're getting off topic. Yeah, it looks like it could be another impulse buy for me once I decide I want to impulse buy again. I still have I'm not trying to be the stereotype of guy who buys games on a Steam sale and then plays them for 15 minutes and stops. That one roguelike I bought and streamed last time I still want to play some more of. Exactly, dude. If you lose everything, that's a skill issue. Alright. There we go. Alright. You gotta love how the point shop is there before you even select your game. That's how you know. I don't know a lot about this game. I think... Oh, we're just getting right into it. There he is. Fucking, what is this? See, I just like, I just like cel-shaded games, man. I like Jet Set Radio. I like Bomb Rush. I just like explosives, too. But what really got me on this is a mechanic that you don't see often enough, in my opinion. It was what finally sold me on it. Oh, it's just its own separate button, alright. It just starts up, no story or anything, no downtime. It knows that people like me are busy and have places to be. Here it is. Hold on. There it is. Yeah, see, it's like we're playing Klonoa. He even got his... And he's got the bombs this time. Bombia. Bomboklat. Alt? Oh, it's another one. Oh, see, you gotta be special playing on the gamepad. If you're one of those broke asses playing on keyboard and mouse, which why are you playing a 3D platformer on that? Yeah, I figured this was. It's a little awkward, weird on the control though. You tell me I have to hold a button while I press the other. Fast fall. All right, all right. And then the dive. That's the most important part. This is gonna be like Mario Odyssey levels of like... Oh, I missed it. Levels of like movement tech at some point, isn't it? Ah! I can already tell this is gonna be some kind of speedrun game. Bomb button base. Okay, this looks exactly like somewhere in Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, just off of the picture here. Bombia. Yeah, is this not just Bomb Rush? Okay. See, one thing I've not cared about as much with a lot of indie games lately is that the music's always too, like, chill. Like, this right here, this does not seem appropriate for going fast, you know? Okay, it's gonna take some time to get used to this jumping mechanic. I do appreciate them having the indicator, like in Crash 4, when you're about to fall. Okay. I don't like that I can get hit by my own bombs, because I am not very careful with explosives. Right, I just started. I can't with the speed tech yet. Don't worry, I'm gonna be in a Summoning Salt video very soon once there's more than 20 people playing this game. Okay, I gotta remember, I can't dive while I have a bomb in my hand. Oh no. See, I was thinking of the music when I was talking about it needs better music that isn't as chill. I was thinking the fucking Flowing Time music, which apparently they brought back for the new Team Sonic Racing or whatever it is, Crossworlds, which feels very mocking. The only reason it's such a well-known track is because you spend so long trying to do it. I seriously still don't understand why they made a stage that was so brutally difficult, and then not a single one after that was anywhere close. Okay, I bombed myself. Shay, are you starting to play something while I'm streaming and you're watching? That's disrespectful, bro. Okay, well, with this kind of gameplay. I like how you can go downstairs if you want. That's really cool. Okay, come on. Hold on. Slow down. Slow down. Listen, you got to give it a minute. I'm just getting my hands warm, all right? It's been a busy day. I didn't get lunch until like 2 o'clock. Okay. Go in this on Steam. No! Don't do that. A lot of my buddies do that, and all the ones that do that just like... Listen, if you're not going to have a job, and you're going to be in between jobs, that's fine, but you got to live that shit, alright? Everybody has to go without work every once in a while, but you can't be embarrassed about it. You can't... Right? If you're going to play Factorio 24/7 in between looking for a job in your field, you need to live that shit. Don't pretend... Like, friends with your boss. Dude, it was crazy. My old job, when I worked with a school district, they had a group where they played COD online together. And I'm thinking, like, these are the biggest squares on Earth, like, normally when I'm there. I don't want to be there when somebody on all chat screams the N-word. Like, that'd be the most awkward thing. Okay, can I hit this thing? Maybe it wants me to bomb drop? Well, now I'm never getting back up. I could make something like Factorio work if I was willing to stream it for a very long time. I bet the par for this is like 45 seconds, and I'm almost 4 minutes in. Okay, I gotta go down there. See, Factorio really feels like one of those games like Terraria, where you either have 15 minutes in it, or you have 15 years. I don't know why. I think I mean, my guess is that it's an idling kind of game where things happen in the background, you leave it on while you go to do other things. But I just can't understand how some people have like 20,000 hours in the game. Like, do you know how long 20,000 hours is? Like, I love video games, but I think about the things I could accomplish in 20,000 hours. I thought I was addicted to Counter-Strike, and then I looked at my play since CSGO 3 years ago, and I'm at like 1,500 hours. And I thought, that's probably the most I played a single game in my entire life. Sure, it's not an idle game. Oh, whoops. That poker game? Okay, listen. I played that with my grandfather, and I played that with friends. That was our way of bonding. That's a little, and I did leave it on all the time. I played that on my laptop when I was in high school, and I would just leave it on while I was at school. As much as I would want to say that I'm like a master poker player at this point, I think my gameplay up to this point has completely disproved that. Poker is definitely one of those guilty pleasures for me because I play a lot of it, but god damn am I bad at poker. I've mentioned before that I'm impatient. When you're playing with a lot of people, you have to fold more often because statistically you're more likely to lose. And so I get like upset about it. I'm like, man, impatient. Like, man, I want to be playing poker right now. I don't want to be folding every hand just because I'm not getting like great hands, you know, or I'm not the big blind. And then I end up losing everything because I overcommit. Yeah, I always see that it has that you're playing an idle game. It shows it on Discord, which, I mean, sure. Whenever it gets slow at work, I've been looking for new games to play. I mean, like, new things on my phone. I tried getting Terraria, but my Galaxy is so tiny and it feels so weird. Obviously Balatro, but I mean, if I keep talking about playing Balatro, you guys are going to be mean about it again. Oh. Can I dive under here? Oh, I can kick it, that's right. How do I kick the bomb again? That's right. Look at me, I'm like Ronaldo. Minus the allegations. Yeah, I mean, I can understand the appeal of some idle games because it kind of itches the dopamine receptors for a while, like Cookie Clicker and that sort of thing, but never long enough for me to care. Like, it doesn't just have to, like, tickle that, like, dopamine receptor. I also have to be stimulated about it, right? And I can't do that if I'm not actively participating. That's the reason I play video games instead of, like, watching a movie or something, is just like, you know, I sit at a desk all day for work, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I want something that feels a little more active, whether that's, like, going to the gym or going out with friends, and if I can't do that, then it's playing video games, right? Like, it's rewarding in a different way. Yeah, Leaf Blower Revolution I know purely based off the fact that it always, if I don't have my Steam muted, it'll always say that you're playing it. Wait, does the developer make, like, NSFW stuff or something? The way I found this, I shit you not, is I was just looking for games, for the Steam Summer Sale, and I came across it and it said, similar to games you play, and I'm like, oh, this looks good, it looks very positive. But now, maybe I should have looked at the, nothing but porn games, okay. Hey, man. I did not know that. The developers are weird. I was just talking about how the RoboCop game I love is made by, like, developers who have never once before RoboCop made a decent game in their lives. And then they just, like, knock it out of the park. See, for a game that's presumably, like, I mean, there's a timer up in the top right? You're supposed to optimize and go fast. It's a little floaty. Okay, what am I supposed to do about this, though? Yeah. Butt Night? Listen, man. I've played games by Yacht Club Games before. And I have it in good faith that they're involved. It's Shovel Knight's original partner from when he was experimenting in college. See, that's the fun thing, is that, like, whenever you look up new and trending, it's always a porn game, but it's always hilariously like there's no subtlety to it, right? And I guess some people don't like subtlety, but it's like I'll look at new and trending expecting to see something like this, right? Where it's like, oh, you know, this is cool. I didn't hear a lot about it. It's really fun. But I think the other day I checked it just out of curiosity, and the top was like Throbbing Hood, I think it was called, and I'm like, all right, you know, way to get straight to the point. I did think it was funny though. That is such a funny name for. I feel like people come up with puns like that before they start making the game, and then just make it work. And I have nothing against people who are involved in like making like, you know, spicy games like that. It's just I wish it wasn't the only thing you could find on new and trending, because I want to find new things. I am not hip with the game with the kids. I don't play the Fortnites or know what's hip. It feels like games like Claire Obscure and like and anything survival Helldivers and whatnot. It goes from I don't know it exists to, oh, there's 20 million people concurrently playing it on Steam right now, and like I'm a weirdo for not knowing about it. I don't know where people get their information on upcoming games. For me, it's almost always been just by word of mouth. In fact, I picked this game up simply because it was going to be, I wanted it to be an exception to the rule. Yay. Wonder if this game will have a crossover event with its other IPs, like Butt Night, like you said. Sent an ID. That's an interesting way of putting it. Is it something that I would find in Gabe's special? You know, I was gonna say secret special Steam account, but honestly, Gabe would not give a shit. Gabe would 100% have that on his main Steam account with like his achievement list in full view. It's porn, right? Yeah. It's lots of porn. Okay, Cave Johnson. It's so funny pivoting from this. And I'm glad you picked that up because, like, you know, you never know. I might have, like, finished playing this for the night and be like, oh, I wonder what else is there, you know, from this developer. I wonder if I've seen anything of their work before, and then got, like, a 2-week Twitch suspension for it. That's something I really need to change. A long time ago, I turned off Safe Search because it's like, I'm not a baby, I can handle boobs. And now it's like, I have to be careful what I'm looking at on stream. Oh, yeah. I mean, mods are probably a gray area anyway. How did Honey Pop become, like, the famous porn game? Isn't it just, like, Candy Crush or something? Browser window? I have nothing to hide. But I'm the kind of person who will click on a shady link and then it's like, oh my god, there's penis. Also, when you live alone, you don't have to play, you know, whatever it is you're doing like it's Five Nights at Freddy's and someone's gonna walk in on you. Oh. I feel like a lot of indie games these days just love this piano. I'm getting used to the controls. I don't have to be complaining about sucking for very long, I'm sure. But then again, this is probably like the tutorial to the tutorial. So I guess there's just no story to this game. This rabbit's just running. He's just vibing, man. Is there a reason for me to be picking up these Doritos? It's a speed game, so I'm not sure if... Do I get point? Oh, I guess there's a shop, right? I probably can pick up crazy things that make the game go much faster. And there's probably a single broken build that you can't go without. One thing I do like about a lot of these indie games, especially as they're new releases, is that unlike games these days where everything seems super balanced, or even if it's not, it's very quickly patched or it's very quickly discovered, you get to actually look for things that are just downright broken, right? Like, I was thinking about that with fighting games. Like, fighting games today, it's like, this character is broken and he's #1 in every tournament, and he has, like, a 51% win rate. And then you look at, like, Marvel vs. Capcom, and it's like, okay, this character presses one button and you can't touch him anymore. And then this character is a little girl. Her job in her game is to clean after the hero. You always say, people always say that, dude. Like, I remember playing, I didn't play COD in 2009, I played COD in 2012 when 12 years old, you know, that's the age demographic for Call of Duty. And it really wasn't that bad. Like, people weren't as clever as people make it out to be. That's just rose-tinted glasses. People yelled slurs and that was it. Like, come on, man, you gotta do better than that. Like, CS is the same way. It's like, yeah, people suck, but it's not like in a way that's really gonna cut deep. Oh, OP, I see what you mean. Relative. I mean, I know anytime people talk about, like, COD and overpowered weapons, it's always the dual 1886s. And I've seen footage of it, and yeah, that is comically overpowered. But COD's always had issues with that. Sometimes it's on purpose, though, right? Like, I don't think they care too much about the balancing of, like, Gobblegum and Black Ops 3 Zombies, because it's more fun that way. Not everything is supposed to be balanced. Sometimes it's okay for things to be OP. You know, make your own fun. That's the big benefit of playing co-op games over over competitive games, is that not everything has to be perfectly balanced. Yeah, I remember the Peacemaker was in Black Ops 2. It was in the first DLC. Oops. And that was really strong. That's also part of the reason I didn't like playing League for extended periods of time, is because they almost invented the meta of, like, releasing things, or releasing characters that were objectively ridiculously overpowered. Yeah. I mean, if it hurts the gameplay of it to a massive extent, like you can't, like it affects your game. Like there's truth to the quote of players will do everything in their power to make things less fun. Like, I understand that, but, like, you shouldn't take the fun out of it. Yeah, but that doesn't always work either, Shadow. It's not always a case of, like, if everything is buffed, not nerfed, then no one can complain. That's how you get stuff like Project M, you know? That was kind of an example of what happens if you just buff, never nerf for whichever just came out. I mean, maybe. I wouldn't say always. This is Darius. You're one of those types. Listen, man. Gabe was a top laner. Gabe was the perfect fit for playing top lane. I could not, for the life of me, ever touch top lane. You know, believe it or not, I'm a very pragmatic and tactical player in my games, especially Counter-Strike and League. And I got very frustrated when I couldn't be. Top lane just feels like I'm playing a single-player game. Top lane or die. I am top lane and die when I played the game. You would never... I mean, I secondary top just because I could play my mid champions there. But, like, god damn. I mean, I played Kennen mid, right? You could... And so, Kennen top was obviously a thing. And then I could play Aurelia. There was overlap. But that was because I wanted to play that. But every time I did, it was always an inferior experience to me. Like, I want to go places, man. I can't stay still. I'm either going to be 10-0 because I had successful ganks, or I'm going to be 0-10 because I wanted to have fun. And now I'm not allowed to because my teammates found out, and now they're yelling at me. Which apparently you can do now. I heard they're adding voice chat. Oh, Fiddlesticks. The worst thing about Fiddlesticks I remember playing was before his rework when he was a support, and you just threw out the crow and dealt damage that you couldn't rebound. That was right before his rework, and I hated it. I will take Middlesticks over that any day. One thing I'm not a fan of with this game and its movement is how you slow down when you're holding a bomb. Yeah, it was funny if you were the Fiddlesticks, but if I'm trying to farm and I keep taking free... You keep taxing me on every minion, then I'm not having fun anymore. There's just... It's inevitable with how many champs are in that game and how often the meta changes that there's gonna be, like, matchups where you just physically cannot do anything and you don't get... They press the no fun button. But on the other side, it was absolutely the most elating experience when you got to be the one pressing the no fun button. At least you had options in the mid lane. It's like, oh, they pressed the no fun button. Well, at least I can try and do something else, you know, as long as I'm not like a pro player. Meanwhile, in 2XKO, Echo was just permanently the best character, and everyone played him, but I never really saw... he was definitely the best character, but god damn did I not see why everyone was playing him. Let me tell you, man. I want to get back into that game, but I'm having issues with my gamepad. I need to get a new one. And I don't know how to play it on controller or have any, like, muscle memory for it. But god damn, do I love trap characters. The no fun button isn't... Like, every character that you play against is Teemo in 2XKO has a no fun button. It's perfectly in line with who he is as a character. I haven't played League in a while, though, so if I got back into it, I'd probably get yelled at for not knowing what the umptillion new characters do. More and more that game gets more content added to it, the more it's going to be hard to get back into. Right. I mean, when I first played it back in 2009, I was 9 years old. It was, you could press a button and win the game. Like, every character had one. That's the example of either everyone is amazing or everybody sucks. Or you either are amazing or sucks. Nowadays, it's like you have to read 10 paragraphs just to know every interaction. Which is why Mundo will... The more complex the basic gameplay mechanics of League get, the funnier old Dr. Mundo gets. Or even new Dr. Mundo. Like, his playstyle and Trundle's is just as stupid as the character. It is dumb fun. Especially during, like, the healing metas and whatnot, right before his rework. Oh, I have to... I mean, I hated it, of course, because I'm playing like a Kali or Aurelia, and I'm setting up these crazy combos and abilities and like resetting off of everything with crazy builds, and then Mundo's just tanking it because why the fuck not, man? He's Mundo. He probably doesn't even know I'm there. And then when they did back, dear God. Oh yeah, no, I think the first time I stopped playing the game during college was because like Yuumi Hecarim was everywhere and it was just impossible to play. You guys are gonna make me want to play League again, but I know they added a bunch of like gotcha stuff since I last played. I was really upset because they wanted me to play that 2v2 mode, and so I got hopped on for the first time in a long time, and I saw a really cool Echo skin and found out it was a limited time gotcha. They had to pay like 200 bucks for it, and it just made me sad. And like 2 new tiers above Ultimate. Like, those lives, it's the live service game, especially the ones owned by Tencent Endgame. But you know, Highguard, when they get the servers back up, that shit's gonna be perfect. You know, it's obviously a lot of maintenance. I'm sure it's gonna come back bigger and better than ever. Oh, I can't jump the bomb. Ari was the newest? Well, what? Ari was like in 2013, right? I mean, I forget that not everybody was 13 in 2013, I guess. You know, sometimes I forget that there are people outside of my age demographic. I feel when I first started playing the game again, when I, you know, for real, when I wasn't 9 or 10 years old and basically just messing around like a kid would, my, it was in 2016, and I think 2016 into 2017, before like the new client and the new updates and all the changes to like the aesthetic, it actually felt like a high fantasy with like future like hex tech things about it. Ari was 2011. Holy shit. You can tell when I first played the game based off of what I still consider to be new and old champions. When I first played the game, Anivia had just come out. Honestly, I could probably sell my account for good money just because I have the pre-order collector's edition, like Human Rise and Black Alistar on my account. I was surprised I still had my account after I logged in 7 years later. Oh, something hit me. Why am I wearing a... What is this? Like a hood? I got Mega Man abilities. So does this game have more than one song on the soundtrack, or... The music's really the only downside so far to me. I wanna listen to like... Yo, give me some butt rock. Give me something that I'll be ashamed to listen to 24/7 in the car. Like the little guy trying to chase me. Okay, bro. I still still don't know what any of these do. I just have a simple brain. I see little Cheetos, and I want to collect them. And that's another thing, especially considering the last game I played on stream, that indie game, Time Snatcher, whatever it's called. A lot of indie games since Cave Story like the like triangular design ship things. Oh, I see. Oh, I've run into a rusty Blitzcrank before. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, do I need to get that back now? Where can I get the power up? Do I just lose it forever now? I think the original Vancouver Amumu is also very... Yeah, I'm going to need to grab this. Rare. But, like, they made a lot of the skins that were originally really rare not rare anymore. Like, Medieval Twitch. Like, Medieval Twitch used to have such hilarious, like, in 2009, you had to refer 5 friends or something. Hold on, can I? There we go. But now they made it so you can get just by having Honor level 5, which, honestly, frankly speaking, in League, that's probably just as rare as having friends. Little R-wings. Okay. I mean, it's pretty cool. I got this for $8. It's definitely a game that's worth $8, I think. I don't know if it really, like, tickles my fancy. It's really tough with Steam. I really wish we went back to some of the old internet days of, like, old YouTube and whatnot, where things were rated on, like, 5 stars more frequently. Instead of just being like, I like this or I don't like this, recommended or not recommended, because there are so many, like, niche indie games that have overwhelmingly positive reviews or very close, where it's just like, it's the same thing with, like, Rotten Tomatoes, where it's like, yeah, I liked it 51%. You know, if everybody likes something 51%, then it gets a 100% rating. If everybody only liked it, like, 49%, it gets a 0%, right, rating. Like, this is fine for an $8 game. I'm having fun with it. It's just, you know, I wouldn't call this a 95% positive rating kind of game. It's one of those things where if you're this is the kind of game where if you're gonna buy it, the people who are gonna buy it when it first comes out are the kind of people who were going to like it from the very beginning, right? Like, as long as it gives you exactly what... I mean, so far, it's kind of a thing with these indie games where the art direction is very tough to incorporate into the level design consistently. Or, like, with diversity. It takes a lot of time. Like, yeah, I mean, like... It does feel like they're just changing the color palettes a little bit. And there doesn't need to be a story, but it just... I don't know, it feels like an $8 game. Oh, I probably have to go up there. There's a reason for that balloon to be there. It's good, but it doesn't have the sauce. A lot of games like that. I mean, art direction and art design is the hardest thing about indie gaming, because that's the thing that takes the most amount of time, requires the most resource, and a very specific skill set that a lot of people who are, like, programmers do not have. Yeah. I mean... The issue about, I mean, like, samey layouts is one thing, but also just the fact that it comes from, that it's a game that expects you to play it, like, each of these levels over and over and over again. It makes it even worse that they look really samey. And there's not a lot being done with the mechanics either. Everything that's been introduced to me from the beginning of the game, that, like, they gave me 3 controls, right? How to kick bombs, how to hop on bombs, how to throw them, and I haven't really had to do much else since. Like, I was thinking, like, a lot of movement tech. I mean, it doesn't tell you. It's just like, alright, here's the game, have fun. You know, like I said, the point shop is before the new game continue screen. Like, a lot of Sonic Frontiers levels were all use the same aesthetic, you know, like Green Hill or the city one and that sort of thing. There's like 3, but they all the levels were different, right? I mean, this is a little different. I mean, yeah, I can dig that. But like you said, it's like the character sticks out. The character is very vibrant and colorful with the cell shading and whatnot, but everything else is just very, nothing really sticks out. It almost doesn't even feel like it uses that popping shade effect. It's only technically cell shaded. I mean, this looks fine, but I feel like if you're going to go for this like cell shaded art style, you really need the colors to pop out. It's like a comic book. That's the whole point, right? But you can't use it as a crutch just because you want a game to look professional or well put together without actually having, like, great art direction. Oh, it's because I'm on the side here. Come on, man. I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Okay, well, see, that's different. You know, I had to double those up. That was cool. Okay, well. Okay. Oh, I died, though. I would, this would already be so much better if the music didn't feel like lo-fi hip-hop beats to fall asleep to, or to study to. This music does not make me feel like moving quickly. Come on, man, that's just mean. Yeah, will it work like that, though? Because if I throw it downward, then it's... I guess it does go pretty high, doesn't it? Instead of hitting myself. I was just worried that it would go too low and it wouldn't reach high enough. Yeah, but it'll... Oh, yeah, but if I do it that way, I don't get the second, I can't do it on the first jump. Because then I can't do it on the second one, because you only get 1 per jump. Also, kind of a dick move to put it, like, right there. Yeah, see, it takes a really long time for it to fall. That's true, but I get skilled. I better hope I get this one. Nope. I don't have the power up anymore, so I'm just screwed. I'm glad this doesn't have, like, end par time. This isn't like Doom, where it tells you how slowly you actually did it. I wish I could just, like, set the bomb instead of throwing it here. Because even if I don't ride the wave, just having that extra hop is very helpful. Because if you're at the top, you don't get a lot of horizontal momentum. Like, I want to just kill this guy, but the platform is so tiny that I'm going to end up just hitting myself with the bomb. Oh, come on, man, really? Oh, I thought thought I still had a jump. Why did I gain, like, no air for that one? Okay, well, that's a little awkward, isn't it? Like, at that time, it let me jump really high. I need... I wish... I have to be able to just drop it, right? Okay, well, I made it up here. Alright, alright. But it's like I said, where if I use the bomb jump... I mean, I'll humor you next time, but, then I can't use the... you lose all your horizontal momentum when you go up the air thing. And so, even if I get to the top, like, I'm practically just drifting over there and I'm not going to reach it, or it feels like I'm not. It just is very slow. But if I do a bomb jump afterwards, which I can only do if I don't bomb jump first, then I get all my momentum back. It's really weird. Uh-oh. They like using this guy. We'll never know. I guess you'll have to play the game yourself. I have to know if this is how it works. The character is too slow and floaty for a speed game. It doesn't have the heft like Mario does in Odyssey. The closest thing is during the dive. It feels like I'm gonna beat the game and get the running shoes like Crash 3. Oh yeah, that's probably what I'm missing. It's probably all in the earlier games in the series, yeah. I keep holding right trigger thinking it's gonna make me move faster. I think I'm just really impatient, but like... Yeah, no, that's a rabbit, not a hawk. This guy. Oh man, you know, the biggest reward I'm gonna get for getting through all these stages is that the music's gonna change, and it's gonna be really cool rock music. Crush 40 got involved. John Crush 40, Rabbit Tua. There you go. Is this the sequel game? Rabbit Tua, hop on that. No, I'm not finishing that. I'm not the same man I was 2 seconds ago. I apologize. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta make your own fun, you know? I got none of that. I mean, we're in the age of 6, 7, right? I just wish memes like that wouldn't be such a pain to me, and of course I'm gonna start sounding like I'm 50. Back in my day. Well, that's what I'm saying, is that, like, even though they have a shelf life that's smaller than ever, like with people like using memes and whatnot before moving on to something new, it still feels like they outstay their welcome. Like, I get that I'm not the target generation anymore of like these kind of jokes and humor, but goddamn does it feel like years after they've stopped being funny, people are still making the joke. What happened to the Rizzler? Rizzler didn't die. I would be the first to know if the Rizzler died. Because I'm the last person to care, so I'd be the first person to know. Maybe Rip, as in his 5 minutes of fame, finally gave in. I need to make a really stupid meme that makes no sense. Oh, he got hit by a bazooka. Happens to the best of us. Oh, there's a... Imagine being the guy to kill the Rizzler. What it was. What's new is scary to me. What's new isn't scary to me, it's just confusing, and that's the point, right? The entire 6-7 thing is only funny to the younger generation because it confuses the older generation. But, like, even as the older generation comes to learn that, it's still... Look, we're at a point where people my age are not going to be young adults for much longer, right? We need to understand that if we want to make something not funny or not cool anymore, we have to just ruin it, right? If the kids are using it against us, we have to start walking around with our hats backwards and a skateboard in our hands like, hey, y'all, 6'7", am I right, youth? That's how we get people to stop using it, you know? I'm 25. I'm pretty much at that age where I can start pulling that. Where if I start saying it, it's not fun or cool anymore, right? Almost 30. Don't do this to me, dude. You know what you're doing. I'm not. I have half a decade before I'm 30. All right. I've still got loads of youth. 25. Oh, we're getting something new. Almost there. I started streaming at 22. I'm now 25, alright? It hasn't been that long. Here we go. Snowman's Land. It's crazy how I turn 25, and people start treating me like I'm 30. And then people who are 30 act like they're 50. That's what I've learned. Because, like, as you get older, your friend group starts to broaden, right? You start to, I mean, usually when you're a kid, it's kids within, like, a year or two of you at most. But as an adult, it doesn't work that way the same anymore. And so, I have friends who are, like, in their early to mid-30s, too. And god damn if they don't sound like they're at the end of their life. It's like, oh, you know, I gotta start settling down, you know, I'm running out of time, gotta have kids. It's like, my brother in Christ. I haven't found out, but I don't know, man. I'm not going to ask someone how old they are. Especially when they make jokes about how old they are. It almost makes it funnier, in a way. Because it's like, this guy could be fucking with me, and he could be my age, or he could be 62. And that kind of, like... I don't know how to explain it. It's like I can take this joke as him being dramatic and being too young to be thinking that, or I can take it as absolutely hilarious. Got a full 3D Klonoa wouldn't suck. But it's also weird because I was born right smack dab in the... I mean, I guess towards the later end of the big .com boom. Oh, I'm afraid that if I leave it now... Oh, there's a shop just right here. Oh, there's cosmetics. That can be green. That can be blue. That could be purple. Yeah, I can even be red. Hell, I can even be yellow. Oh, edgy. They didn't want to call it black. Yeah, this is the $400... No, this is the chroma you can buy with IP. Hey, at least Criminal, which is just wearing a mask, is just punk. Find all secret bunnies to unlock the hat. These are the only ones that look good. Or the bikini, of course. I should have known that there's a bikini. I like how the bikini also has a hat. God, they aren't even very expensive. Wind, ice, gum, and then question mark. I found. Where does it say how many secret bunnies I found? I mean, I guess I would know if I found this. Do you want to purchase criminal? What is this? Australia? All right, there we go. This is Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, it just starts playing Boogie Wonderland as soon as I open it. Honestly, that'd be fine with me. That's more hype than the music that's playing. I should go around like this. Apparently, I'll get arrested on the spot if I wear this outfit because it's a criminal outfit. Sounds pretty poggers. No cap for real, on God. See, that's what I'm saying. People my age, we start talking like that more. I'm still kind of young. Maybe I'm on thin ice, but anyone older than me starts saying that, it ruins it. No one says it anymore. You've made it lame. Oh. God. Although I am the age where I have to be very careful about, like, how I say, like, oh, I have youth or whatever, because it's going to start sounding like cope. Oh. Like, I take medication so I don't lose my hair now. Alright. It's already over for me. I mean, that's what makes me sad watching, like, around 28 is when it gets iffy. I've got 3 years to... Not even 3 years. My birthday is on the 8th this month. I've got 2 years to get my shit together. You just turn 28 and you wake up for your birthday, your 28th birthday, and your back hurts. Come on, man. I suck at this game. It's a very simple game, but... It's kind of funny because I started, like, consistently going to the gym and, like, taking care of myself, eating well around my early mid-20s here. So I'm at, like, physically the prime of my life. Some people, most people I'd say, are probably at their physical prime in, like, their teens and the such. They say that 25 is, like, when you're physically and mentally at your best and it's all downhill from there. But I don't know. Most of the people I know who are, like, athletes in high school are not nearly at that level anymore. Also, I don't know why. I'm just realizing I'm using the D-pad to play this. I'm not actually using the control stick. Okay, that's the wrong button. But I'll watch Counter-Strike VODs because my buddy is one of those people that bets on them. And they'll always be like, oh, yeah, this guy right here, you know, he's 25 years old, you know, the old guard, you know, really past his prime, you know. The Tom Brady of this game who is still in it, but he's, you know, he's hitting old age, you know, he's going to retire soon. Like, damn, man, that doesn't make me feel good. What if I want to be a Counter-Strike superstar? Nah. Rule number 1 of competitive games is never let yourself get good at them. Justin Wong is 40. That's fair. Yeah, Justin Wong was... I keep forgetting. You know, I think of... obviously, everyone thinks of, like, Evo Moment 37, but nobody thinks about the fact that Street Fighter 3 is, like, 25 years old. That game is, like, as old as me, if not older. But I mean, getting good at fighting games in the early 2000s probably took such a crazy level of dedication. I mean, I played a lot of XKO, made it up to Emerald, but like, there's no quarter circles or anything even in that game, or dragon punches, or loop-de-loops, Cincinnati sidewinders. It's all just press a direction and press a button. It's basically Smash Bros. Oh, hi, Brief Fluff. Oh, yeah, it's Trans Day of Visibility. I can see them now. Oh, we got a new power-up. What flavor of doggy is that? I have to remind people that my, can I just throw this? I gotta remind people that I use my art tablet to be able to see the chat, so it's very small on the emotes and they don't animate very well. Which is ironic because it's an art tablet. Okay, I couldn't see where I was. At what point in the stream do we start blaming the game? It was stick drift. Is that... Oh, no, I just... Now, as is usual, though, for these kind of games, I have to find a way to mod myself into it. It's been a while. Well, I mean, I guess we played Terraria with myself in it. It's just harder for 3D games, because I don't know anything about 3D animation or modeling. But look what I got a bun. People still wear these kind of buns? I was never hip with it when it came to fashion. But I've seen the kind of people who are hip with it. And so I'm kind of okay with not being hip with it. Oh shit. People call me out on it. I'm kind of a cartoon character. I have the same set of clothing that I seem to wear as often as possible. As often as I can wash it. Not watch it. If it's comfy, it's comfy. That's the best part about working in tech, is that I'm expected... I mean, they always use the example of crawling through vents. I've never had to crawl through a vent for any reason before. But it's used as an excuse to why I'm allowed to wear jeans just about every day, right? Or at least, like, slacks. And that's always really cool. Because I don't want to dress up. I want to wear something really cute. And yes, I think jeans are cute. Although they don't really keep them in my size. I don't know. It's like when you're running wires and the such, like, you get yourself into some crazy situations above the ceilings and the whatnot, and it's very dusty, and everyone just uses the excuse of, like, what if you're, like, crawling through a vent and you have to fix something? I've never crawled through a vent before. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I should keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna get ejected. That's another doggy. Did I get raided? Where'd all this come from? They're multiplying. I used to think my rage bait was good, but nobody falls for it. Why are there 3 of them? What am I missing? I want to be hip with it. I want to be cool, and I gotta stop saying hip with it. I'm never gonna be hip with it. Oh, cool. I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. PonyX right. Thanks for the raid, then. I appreciate that. What's your all's thought on this? For me, it's been kind of weird with the music. That's really just been my biggest complaint. We were kind of talking about it. I'm getting licked. Should I be concerned about that? Or is it because they're deer, so it's like salt? Oh, thank you so much. You bought the game for him? Yeah, it's got that that little sale. Innocent licks. Yeah. If you have to preface it with innocent, that's like saying consensual hugs. Like, yeah, I could have guessed until you called it that. It's got to be really free as a music writer, as a composer, I suppose, if you have to write for an ice-themed level. It feels like the instrumentation is always the same. You know, get the xylophones out. Get the bells. Yeah, I'm having fun with it. It's always nice when these games are like $8, and you can just kind of pick them up. Honestly, for $8, if it wastes my time and I enjoyed the time I spent playing it, then there's nothing wrong with that. Especially now that I'm picking it up a little bit. I hope, it feels like it's not super long, assuming that everything that you can unlock, all the areas, are everything that we see. How long have we been at this? We've only been at this for about an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, that might be what we do, honestly. It's not very frequently that we finish games on stream. Most of the games we finish on stream are shorter games like this, sometimes grab bags, sometimes older games. This music is going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the night. Oh, 4 hours? Yeah, that's pretty good. I can dig that. It's very cute. And, I mean, it's also, I can tell just from the timer and just the movement mechanics, that it's also the kind of game that if you really want to go back and try and get, like, faster times, which I'm a sucker for. I don't know how I feel about it for this game in particular, just because the movement's a little floaty. If it's the kind of game that I'm going to want to, like, do the levels over and over and over again to get, like, faster times. But I'm sure there's already people who have played it and gotten ridiculous times on all the stages. Ah, shit. See, I looked at the thing, the shop, and it says that there's things you have to look for the bunnies for. I have not found a single bunny. So either I'm not paying attention, or... I should probably do this first. Right, pretty much. This isn't like Klonoa, which is the one game I was kind of comparing it to, where it's just, most of it's just kind of out in the open, and it's kind of hard not to find all of them. Oh, well. I would have assumed in the very beginning that it was just part of the scenery. It looks like the better costumes are locked behind it. You'd think I was doing a pacifist run here. I'm conflicted between trying to go fast because there's a timer and not wanting to have to restart at every checkpoint. Oops. Here we go. Also the cel-shaded art. That was what sold me on it, was seeing the cel-shaded art. How many bunnies are there that you have to find? Is there one in each world, or is it like one per level, area, zone? Because if that's the case, then I'm really just not keeping my eyes open. I think there is one where I know exactly where it's at, but I popped the balloon without going up there, and then I just lost the opportunity. In hindsight, that was definitely a secret, and I just didn't do it right. I like how the outfit changes. I like the hair in the bun. If I have to start concentrating... No. I'm assuming there are leaderboards for this game. Oh my god, don't make me go back. Where's the next one? I have no idea where. No! Okay, we're gonna figure this out here. This one, it's very simple. I'm just not... I've never been good with ice physics. I grew up playing Crash Bandicoot. And Crash games always had wonky physics for ice, and that's just kind of like what I expect every time. Anytime it's like this, where it gives you a little too much movement with ice, it kind of throws me off. trying to think about what this reminds me of. The backgrounds, though, in the stage, just kind of kind of makes me think of Monkey Ball. It just where like the skyboxes are big enough that it feels like there's more there than there actually is. Like it's so much bigger than it actually looks. I've always loved when games do that. It's becoming kind of a lost art. Everything feels so like congested, claustrophobic. You're not allowed to have big worlds. I guess it kind of breaks the immersion if it looks like you're just in a big platforming environment in the sky, but come on, man. Sometimes it's just better to look nice than feel real. I've never played Battle Network. I know Mid here is a big Mega Man guy. Did they is Battle Network the one that they just recently released a compilation for on Steam? I can't remember. Oh. Is this a boss? Halfway through the game, we get Big Octopus Boy. Oh. Oh. That's illegal. Explode him. This is very Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm half expecting him to yell, "Get a load of this!" Guys, what does red mean? Oh, red means blue. Yeah, I bought Legacy Collection a long time ago and played through 1 and 2, and I have Legacy Collection 2 when we streamed Mega Man 8, and I played I miss my wife, Tails. This is basically... Yeah. No, this looks like the, what is it? The one at the end of Shadow, the one where it's the gambling machine, where for some reason he put a, on his death robot, he put an option for it to just give you an extra life or invincibility. Oh, come on. It needs the screeching of the lock-on. I gotta be careful about making Snapcube references, because then the rest of the stream will be nothing but Snapcube references. I did it. I commit assault, battery, and murder. Damn, we're already halfway through. We're only at, yeah, this will be about 3 hours. Assuming I don't get stuck on something. The trifecta. The Triforce of battery, the Triforce of assault, and the Triforce of murder. Oh, we're playing Metal Gear now. This ain't Shadow Moses, brother. His ass ain't making it to the Metal Gear. This also gives me, like, Clock Tower vibes from Monkey Ball. Give me a Monkey Ball game with stealth mechanics. I'm sure that won't frustrate the hell out of me. Honestly, just give me a new Monkey Ball, man. Like, Monkey Ball has to be the easiest game to make, right? Okay. I'm saying that, and I'm probably, like, that's probably the most, like, arrogant thing I've ever said on stream. Oh, it can't be that hard, but, like, I mean, you have the physics engine down. You have it in, you're making it in Unity, right? That's what they did for the remakes. It's like, just throw some stages in there. Get someone to say 3, 2, 1, go, and Fallout, and bam, sell that shit for 40 bucks. I will buy 10 copies, because I like my little monkey fellas. I just wish they explained how they breathe. But then why would I stream a game that I'm good at? Dude, these guys have aim. The really advanced ones? What do you mean by advanced? Like difficult, or like the ones where the mechanics themselves are like... The issue about those is that they're almost a separate skill from the rest of the game, right? Like, if you told someone to beat the master stages in Monkey Ball, I don't think it makes you better at beating the expert stages. Just because, like, they're all gimmicks. They're hard gimmicks, but they're all gimmicks. No. Every time a new Monkey Ball seems to come out, it's whenever Nintendo, in particular, has a new gimmick, right? Like, the first ones came out, and it was fine. It was on the controller. And then the next ones came out, and it's like touch and roll, right? The next set of them. It's like, okay, this one uses the stylus. And then the next one's like, okay, well, this one uses the Wii remote to, like, roll around. And then it uses the Wii balance board. And then the 3DS used gyro controls. Oh, yeah. In moderation. In moderation, right? Like, I like those kind of stages, too, but I don't want them one after another. Right? Like, I think of... was it a master or an expert stage? I think it was a master in Super Monkey Ball 2, where, like, it shoots you up in the air like you're and you have to land in the goal like a basketball. I like those kind of stages. Yeah, 2 was just 1, except they did a lot more with it. I feel like they didn't feel as restrained as the original... Dude, I cannot time this for shit. They didn't feel as, like, held back because it wasn't a port of an arcade game. There we go. 2 is the one I grew up with. Honestly, it doesn't get better than that. I liked touch and roll, you know. I never played any other, though, so I can't really say. Dude, I gotta stop letting these things see me. Oh, absolutely. Oh, even as a kid, when I sucked at it, taking those big risks was just... Especially when it worked out. Like, skipping a really, really hard stage by just falling to the bottom and just happening to hit it, knowing that if you tried 100 more times, you probably would only get it once, is such a nice feeling. And that you could save replays on it, on GameCube, of all things. You guys are going to make me want to play Monkey Ball again. I mean, even when I streamed it a few years ago, like, the first time I beat Stamina Master was like that. It was less about, like, it was finding pragmatic solutions to really difficult problems. And accidentally setting a world record, but, you know, we don't talk about that. Sega. I mean, Sega seems to have a lot of projects. I remember, was it last year or the year before, they showed off that they had, like, new Jet Set Radio, new Virtua Fighter, and all that. And I haven't heard anything about it since. Or, like, Crazy Taxi. I want to play Crazy Taxi. I had Simpsons Road Rage growing up. Ooh, his ass is not getting the Foxhound rank. Whatever, we got a checkpoint. I can't complain. The cameras suck, man. They want me to go slow in a game where I want to go fast. Honestly, the 2000s was perfect for physics-based games. I mean, I know Half-Life 2's whole thing was the Source Engine's physics. But, I mean, I think of a lot of Flash games, too, like Crush the Castle and that sort of thing, where it's like whatever game had the best physics engine and could make things the most real feeling was, like, king, right? Like the Havoc engine on Xbox 360 and PS3. It's like these new systems have CPU power. Look at that. You can hit something with a crowbar and it flies off as if you actually hit it in real life. Okay, that's the camera's fault. I gotta be careful. It's gonna sound like I'm putting on my rose-tinted glasses because a lot of games that focus a lot on physics were also, like, unfettered ass, too. I think Sonic 06 used the Havoc engine, right? And the physics in that were... They were there, right? still haven't played that. And they were. They don't release games like that anymore. All the bad games that people talk about online, like Concord or Gollum or whatnot, are just bad because they aren't fun or they're uninspired. We don't get genuinely broken pieces of crap anymore, really. Like a game like Balan Wonderworld or whatever it was called, would have released in like 2006 and would have been forgotten very quickly. It would have been slightly disappointing. Okay, I see what I gotta do here. That's a little weird. How I can throw these and it freezes it. But if it's already there. I mean, yeah, but the indie space is cheating. I mean, like, you can release anything on Steam, right? Like, people were telling me about it. Like, I have a game that I put together over the course of the combined manpower of a few weeks. And, like, I could put that on Steam right now if I wanted. And it's like, yeah, if you want to, you know, say it's the worst thing of all time because I made it in, like, no time flat, and then make a 30-minute-long video essay on it. But, like, really? It's not the same. Concord wasn't a terrible game. It was just kind of a mid-game. The fact that people talk about it and use it as a case study is primarily because it was a $500 million blunder, you know? I'm just gonna tank it. Yeah. And also, we're kind of blurring the line these days of what counts as indie. Because didn't Claire Obscure Expedition 33 win a bunch of awards recently? Yeah, but it's becoming too much. It feels like nobody wants to try anything anymore. And things like Concord are only going to cement that in, right? It's like, hey, this got popular, so we're going to start doing this. And honestly, I kind of blame Minecraft for that. Like, Minecraft came out, it made a gorbillion dollars. Yeah, the Game Awards. I mean, it wasn't just the Game Awards either. I think people piggybacked off the Game Awards. Like, oh, the Game Awards said it was indie, so we're going to call it indie. Some people say AA, but come on, man. Tens of millions of dollars, like 10 years ago, would have been considered AAA. He's doing his best. Hey, man. Remember when he was endorsing Highguard? Remember when we played Highguard? Everyone would have forgotten about Highguard at this point, or even that I played it, if I didn't, like, not shut up about it. But, like I was saying, like, Minecraft came out and made a gorbillion dollars. Every game needed to have crafting in it, and it was lucrative, right? Like, every game that started including crafting got really big. And so, and then ever since then, like, it's been a case of, like, these indie developers come up with something really clever, and it happens to work out, and then the risk-averse developers of the AAA studios see that it works and just kind of piggyback off of it, which is like, I get it, but there is some really cool stuff that... Oh, it almost dropped me off. There's so much really cool stuff that indie developers can't reasonably do because they don't have, like, the budget for it, for example. And so it's like, you can't be completely risk-averse. The only companies who don't seem to be risk-averse about that in AAA are the ones that are so, like, successful already for whatever reason that they don't have to worry about it being a failure, or they can take all the time they want, right? Like Rockstar, Nintendo, or Valve, right? Like, if you're not one of those companies, it doesn't seem feasible. Like, if Valve released, like, Ricochet 2, and it didn't make a lot of money, they wouldn't bat twice about it. Whatever it costs to make the game would be made up for in 3 days worth of Counter-Strike case sales. So the thing about Jeff is that, like, you can't blame the dude for being hype about something that he was genuinely, like, excited for. It's just the fact that he is very consistently wrong, and he just happens to be the host of a game award show, and he's, like, very corny about it, right? That's part of why I love him, you know? At the very least, he seems like he's, I mean, maybe this will age poorly. He seems like he's at least, passionate about games, even if he's not really good at understanding or, like, at assessing what quality is in a game these days. Right. No, I agree with you. I mean, I understand why they do it, but what I don't understand is why they bother buying out big studios these days and like making these near monopolies and then just doing nothing with the companies that they bought. Like it started off with Rareware, and now we're seeing it a lot with. I mean, EA famously buys out like BioWare and all that, and now we're seeing it with Bethesda. Right. Like imagine developing Banjo-Kazooie thinking like this is the start of like the golden age of your company and then like less than a decade later you're in charge of Kinect Sports. Yeah, but like that's the thing. You would think that if you bought the studio best known for Banjo-Kazooie that you'd get the most money out of your investment by making Banjo-Kazooie and nothing else, right? Are you telling me that Rare was the only company that you could use to make Kinect Sports, right? Like it just seems I just don't understand the logic. Like I can understand wanting Bethesda for yourself, but it's like if like imagine if I don't know, let's say what would be a good example? There aren't a lot of genuine third parties anymore. It feels like. What if Konami got bought out right now by PlayStation, and instead of making the next Castlevania or whatever, they had them work on a Forza spin-off, like a really cheap like or a mobile game, like a mobile Forza. Yeah, but at least Camelot makes good games, and that seems to be the case a lot. I mean, a lot of people left Rare after the buyout, and it became that way with it wasn't a buyout, but Ubisoft, and then god damn Blizzard. We could talk about Blizzard all day. And you say reap the dividends, but I almost kind of wonder. I don't know the exact details of a lot of the like business end of it, but if you perform a buyout like that and like you lose a shit ton of money, are you allowed to like claim that as a loss for like tax purposes, like they did with that one Roadrunner movie with Warner Brothers? Just pure vulture capitalism. I mean, that's getting into details that I'm not familiar with. I don't really follow closely. I'm not a business major. I didn't eat the crayons in college. Yeah, that's kind of the issue, right? That's kind of what happened with Toys R Us too, right? Unfortunately, I wish I didn't hit the nail on the head. But I also feel like, at least for now, it seems to be primarily American companies, right? Like privately traded American companies. Or at least ones that have major stakes in the American market, right? It's part of what makes me glad that Valve isn't publicly traded. God, could you imagine if, like, in the future, Valve goes the way of, like, Blizzard? I don't even want to think about that. Indie games might be the future. Either that, or I'm only a few years away from being the grandpa who falls for AI videos of puppies saving kids from rivers. We used to own the games we bought. Yeah, see, I always thought it was really weird how Jeff Keighley had ties with Sony prior to making the Game Awards. I don't know if not in the awards themselves, but in the things that he shows off, it always felt like there's a bias towards Sony, towards PlayStation. And it really wouldn't be as big of a deal if Expedition 33 didn't break the record by by two awards for the most awards won, including indie-specific categories, right? While games like Death Stranding, which I admittedly wasn't big on, get scuffed for it because of it. I mean, yeah, everything's gonna have bias to some degree, but VGA, it feels like there's a controversy every year. But they had Gonzo in the last one, and I like Gonzo, so I forgive Jeff for everything. Except convincing me to download Highguard. Nah, if there's a bias for anything, it's always going to be Kojima, which is hilarious to me. Jeff Keighley loves Hideo Kojima. Oh, I miss G4, dude. I remember G4 when we got a, what is it called? Not on demand or whatever. Whatever it was where you could do, like, download the program for later if you wanted to watch it later. DVR, yeah. When we had DVR, I used up all of our family's DVR space to record episodes of G4 and just watch them back to back over and over. Yeah, DVR. And then it came back, and I think they just kind of played Scott the Woz over and over, and then they died, which I think is hilarious, but I really want to know who thought that we were entering an age where gamers would be willing to buy cable subscriptions and TV, which most people only buy for sports these days, to watch video game news. Like, that was already pretty niche back then when people still actually had cable. I don't know what made people think that G4 could survive in a modern infrastructure, in a modern, sensibility. Like, bro, I love Scott the Woz, but I can watch him on YouTube any episode I want, and I don't have to pay for a full, cable subscription in the year of our Lord 2026 to do it. Like, damn, that's cool you gave Rock Band 4 a 9 out of 10, but I can look at Steam reviews, for free. Yeah, game journalism was better when game journalism was better when it was a very angry man in his basement yelling it at me. It is weird how you have to pick one of two to be a game journalist these days. You either have to have really bad opinions or you have to be problematic. The best reviews these days are for things that are retro, because they have hindsight behind it, and the people who are reviewing those they aren't chasing trends, and they're genuinely passionate about it. Gaming in the Clinton years. No, elite ball knowledge, but oh my god. Okay, you know what? Why they needed to get George Clinton in there on G4. That would have saved the entire thing. I take it back. There was one thing that could have saved the program. We need to just get him unhinged rant like the goddamn gaming journalism Unabomber manifesto, telling me why Rock Band 4 is too difficult unless you turn on an auto strummer or something. I don't know. Gaming journalism was at best when it wasn't being done by gamers. There you go. That's what I'll say. The moment gamers were in charge of gaming, it became a joke. The kind of people who watch gaming shows or gaming breakdowns and stuff like that are also the people who spend way more time than the average person, and admittedly, myself included, probably just get in those little echo chambers and kind of don't understand the greater scope of things, right? It's like when people complain about Pokemon, which, I mean, saying that to a chat of 18 people is probably going to get somebody on me about it. But people complain about it all the time, but it always sold well because it just kind of pointed out that the demographics. Oh, that spaceship came from the moon. But it just kind of pointed out that it was a very small but loud demographic that you get caught in. Same thing with like Disney movies. Okay, this is just Mario Wonder now. We're in space. So like, if you're going to be corny and you're going to be bad at like being a game reviewer, be funny, even if it's not intentional. Of course, even with the moon, we still get these little guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm like old man yelling at Cloud at this point. I have to preface everything I say with maybe I'm just not hip, so that way people don't send a pipe bomb to my house. It's like adding in Minecraft to the end of saying something really sus. Oh, absolutely. Because it's genuine, right? Like with comedy, when people are writing the jokes, there's always that subconscious note that you have to take that they're trying to be funny. And so like it's like, yeah, I mean it is funny, but like you're trying, right? There is such thing as trying too hard, but with the unintentionally funny, it's like that's always going to be genuine. Like that's you. It's really hard to hit unintentionally funny. I mean, delivery is everything, whether it's stand up or whatnot, right? Like if you can like give people a suspense of disbelief that it was unintentional. Oh yeah, I mean that's been with everything too. I remember at one point I was like at my grandmother's place and she had public TV on, and they had a documentary about somebody who did a cooking show, but she always kept in like the slip ups and everything, and that was part of the big appeal is that like it was completely unprofessional, but it was so genuine that people fell in love with it. And that's, yeah, early YouTube before there's ads, monetization, or an algorithm, and people just uploaded for the love of the game really was. I mean, the whole idea was broadcast yourself, right? Like, there was, if you got subscribers, it was like, cool, you know, people are watching it, but you didn't have any, like, incentive, really. You weren't gonna make it on TV or get your own shows or make a shit ton of money. So people just made it for the art of it. And people still do, but it's really tough to find because the algorithm rewards those trend chasers. To Bo Burnham, oh. I like Bo Burnham though, yeah? Is there a reason I'm supposed to not like Bo Burnham? Although I only ever see him every once in a while. Bo Burnham would absolutely kill it in early YouTube though. Like, he would be so popular. I just know that, like, Welcome to the Internet or something comes out. I would see that in so many email chains sent to my Hotmail. Oh, because of early YouTube. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But even the stuff he makes today feels like it would be, like, it would fit in perfectly with early YouTube. A lot of early YouTube that got really popular was, like, stuff that wasn't actually YouTube stuff, like, YouTube quality. It was just something that was produced and then happened to be uploaded to YouTube. Money ruins everything, man. But everyone's got to eat, too. It's a double-edged sword, because if people always did it for the love of the game and not for the money, then we wouldn't have, like, the same high quality that comes from stuff, too. Right? Like, you can't have, like, a budget for these kind of things these days that people make if you're just doing it for the passion. YouTube needs to start a program for, like, art grants for up-and-coming YouTubers. Make it so they can make whatever they want. Doesn't have to follow trends. This. Oh, now it blows up. Oh, these don't go away. I don't know, but again, you know, not hip, out of touch, out of time. Yeah, but that was another. The thing about Cinemassacre, though, is that James became a dad. It's like, that's gonna. It's so much easier to follow, like, your passion when you don't have another mouth to feed, right? If you're taking risks for your own career, that's ambition. If you're doing it while having other people rely on you, then it's selfish, right? Time beats everyone, and I mean, good for him, man. He became an that was wrong. He became an internet legend, and then cashed in. He still does it, right? Even if it's not the same quality, still gets tons of views for it, and he's successfully as a family, right? I mean, all things considered, I'd say that puts him in the at least top quartile of YouTubers. You want to talk about someone doing it for passion? Before YouTube even existed, this guy said, "This game pissed me off so much, I'm going to dress up as a character and talk shit about it in the most vulgar way possible." And then turned it into a career. Before anyone else did. People used to just refer to it as an AVGN clone if you were angry about games. I'm glad we had that when I was growing up, but I'm also glad that like it's not the thing anymore. There was definitely a shelf life on that type of humor. Of course, we're complaining about game journalists and like how they aren't like fit or like good for their work, but you know, the guy who says like, you know, this game's a bunch of diarrhea dog shit or something is now apparently the echelon of humor according to me, so it almost kind of contradicts itself. Ooh, saved it. But it's like I said, retro doesn't sell, and I'm kind of glad it doesn't, because if it did, it would be ruined by people just buying into it. And it's really a case of don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Like, if someone isn't passionate about something, but they make videos about it and they make a big buck, I do not blame them. Then you're gonna love my streams. Yeah. The thing about that is that you can very easily not be that guy no matter what your opinion is if you don't act like, you know, you're the last say in everything. Like, give everything the benefit of the doubt and say, like, yeah, you know, but that's just my opinion, or I see it this way. Speak like that, and nothing you ever say should ever be, like, used against you. It's just when people say, like, act like they know everything, and it's so easy not to be that guy, but people still do it. It's so easy to mock. But that also goes into the idea that another thing that sells recently is just any sort of engagement whatsoever. It doesn't matter how you get that engagement. Dislikes don't mean anything, so rage bait also works. So some people just have bad opinions for the love of the game. Some people have bad opinions because they want you to engage with them. I mean, it's easy if you just don't care, man, but that's the issue. I want to care. You know, I'm not streaming today because I think I'm going to quit my job and do it full time, right? I'm doing it because I enjoy it. That guy? I'm wondering who we're referring to here, Pyro. Because there are a lot of people who are confidently incorrect about games on the internet. And also, I should say that having a bad opinion isn't... Oh, that hypothetical guy. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My opinions are if I'm bad at it, the game is stinky doo-doo. So basically every game. Being good at games is overrated anyway. This outfit reminds me of a character. I don't know what, though. Zach, I'm liking the power up though. I'm getting more use out of it than the bubble and wonder, that's for sure. Right. I mean, the important part is that professionals don't say it out loud. They're, you know, there are a million different ways to make something sound like a critique, while also just which actually just boils down to I suck at this game, so it's stinky doo doo. I will say the tracks aren't my favorite, but I think this one so far is my favorite in the game. I forgot we were even playing a game. I kind of went autopilot there. Oh, I'm gonna need a power up. Or no. Fucking springs from Mega Man. Oh, that's what I wanted to turn on. Absolutely. And honestly, everything ages. Like, things that used to make sense or used to look really good, or were profound back in the day. I don't know if anyone's movie people. I'm not a huge movie guy, but if you've ever like looked at a review from Roger Ebert, like the most legendary film critic of all time, you look back at some of his old stuff, and he has some really, really bad opinions sometimes. Like some of them are just like, oh well, he sees this movie differently than history does, and then others are like, this person is a threat. Like sensibilities were a lot different in the 80s. I wonder how long it'll take for a lot of like classic game. I mean, old IGN reviews from like 2006 are really corny and really weird, and don't really age well. But that's IGN. I don't think IGN ever had the type of criticism thrown at as Roger Ebert did, or maybe I'm like misattributing it because I'm too young to have ever known. Okay, what am I supposed to do here? Is there a power up I'm missing? The old adage, yeah. I have to, dude. I'm turning 26 in like a week. I'm holding on to my youth. I have to like downplay everybody else's age. I mean, basically. I mean, IGN stands for I get 9, right? Oh, I see what I gotta do here. I mean, I'm gonna. No, I don't. Okay. That's obviously not what I'm supposed to do. Seriously, I probably need the bubble power up. I don't know where it's at. I mean, I actually have to like concentrate and think on this game all of a sudden, man. Nah, you know, the only place that I cared about when it came to gaming news was Nintendo Power. Nintendo Power shaped my developing brain in ways that can't be understated. I probably just have to book it. That's probably what I have to do. I still remember the betrayal when like Shonen Jump magazine and Nintendo Power both just stopped printing at the exact same time. Like I think it was within like a month of each other. And living in the middle of nowhere where you just didn't have access to internet ever. Who's singing La La's in the background? What am I gonna do here? Oh, I'm guessing. Actually, no, I got it. I got it. There we go. I can turn it back off. It's crazy what you can do when you make thinkies every once in a while. Oh, this I can still remember the smell, man. When Borders existed, I would go down to the local like strip mall, get a cup of coffee. I'm getting nostalgic. What are you guys doing to me, man? It's been a long day. I'm not supposed to feel things. It feels weird because one of the most like nostalgic volumes of Nintendo Power I had. Please, okay, I'm still here. Yeah, maybe it's just because it's my birthday coming up, and it's like I got a new job, a new place, and all that. It's like a lot, new car, and so it's just like it's easy to look back now. But you can't get too nostalgic, you know. You gotta live in the present at some point. Otherwise, you'll end up being that guy who still wears his varsity jacket at like 50. I never had a varsity jacket, so I don't have to worry about that. I was like 90 pounds soaking wet. Okay, I heard a timer, so I got nervous. See, I started becoming more of an athletics person in my 20s, never a sports person. I was the school mascot, though, so I kind of had to be a sports person, which it sounds really cool, but then I have to remind people that, yes, I am a sports person. Oh, whoops. I mean, I was the school mascot, but, like, our team absolutely sucked at everything we did. So I was basically just dancing around whatever was the big dance at the time. You know, I would go to cheerleading practices, and then we'd get absolutely destroyed 0 to 64. The time I went to a very small school, and at the time that I was at the mascot, there was a huge threat of a drug bust. Everybody smoked a lot of pot on sports teams in high school where I was, and they threatened like, hey, you know, we're gonna start doing random drug testing, you know, before events, and so everyone just decided, well, if you're gonna do that, then we're just not gonna play, and so everyone kind of quit the team, and we basically had an all freshman like football team, and so you can imagine that didn't do very well. That didn't do a lot of good for our team, which made it really awkward to be doing what I was doing. Even worse with basketball because we were getting slammed just as hard, except you couldn't look away. Yeah, no. Small town schools like ours were very drug dependent. My senior year when I was in calculus, you always knew when it was about 15 minutes to lunch because you could smell weed through the vents. And I don't think they ever caught anybody. We think it was the lunch ladies that was doing it, but can these things die? There's just so much shit happening. Also, the war on drugs was pretty much already a bust by the time I was a senior in high school. All right, so what do these do? How is that thing still alive? Is this gonna flip it? How often does it flip? Oh, pretty often. Okay, so this turns on the fire spinners. I want this to be this way the entire time. Don't flip. We still had the war on drugs as it was when I was growing up, but dude, why does it take so long? Who is targeting me? The goal is right there, man. Alright, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be very patient. I'm gonna be a good boy. There we go. There we go. We're still going. Thanks for the follow, Pyro. I appreciate that. It's been a while since we've got a good amount of people to just chat with. It's always really nice, especially on a Tuesday. Tuesdays are always the busiest when I'm at work, so it's always nice to be able to wind down. Okay. Oh man, explosives just get the best of me in every game I play. No, but that's also part of the fun though. During peak hours, you're not getting... Peak hours, people are watching the same big streamers, I feel. And I mean, I don't know what the demographics are for streaming. Come on, man. I'm definitely getting hit by this. No? I mean, you would think the weekend, but I would also think that the weekend would be when people are out and about doing like things they can't do during the weekdays. But I feel like anybody can like turn on their phone and like watch a stream in bed before work on the weekdays. So I don't know. I admittedly don't watch as many streams as I stream, right? I watch a lot of things on YouTube, and so when it comes to like what people don't, I wouldn't know. Okay, explosions. This music definitely feels like something that would play in Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Shit. I'm thinking about how I wanted to approach that because I was gonna... That is the benefit. I mean, this, for as simple as this game is, it's like I said, it's a time waster. It doesn't feel like I have to spend way too much effort focusing on it to be able to... I am not good at multitasking. When it comes to streaming and playing games, and so a game like this is honestly kind of perfect. Which way am I headed? This way. Yeah, which can be surprising. Oftentimes, when games don't give you a lot to work with from a streamer perspective, it feels like you're scrambling for things to talk about or say, just to keep people engaged and not feel like you're just playing a game by yourself that just happens to have like people in the chat. But this one's a little easier. It's like when you get into that flow state while you're driving a car and like you forget everything you saw or like everything you've done since you started driving, and so like, hold on. Yeah, this is gonna be tough, isn't it? I'm basically damage boosting. Nah. I kind of wish there was a checkpoint right before that. They threw in a tough one all of a sudden. The controls have become almost second nature for me, which is kind of funny, seeing as how it felt so clunky earlier. Part of the reason I started streaming to begin with is because I kept telling myself I didn't have time for like these solo games or to really like focus on them, and so it almost became an excuse to play them, and so this is part of the reason I enjoy that line of thinking. Because I don't know if I would have gotten to this point anyway if I wasn't like streaming it. And then you miss out. I've become a victim of the brain rot and not having a lot of patience for things that take a while to get going. Growing up, unless you were like the filthy rich kid who had everything, you had like a couple of games, and if you didn't like it, tough, go do something else. Go throw a football. And so you just kind of had to like learn to love it. Now that you have everything at the palm of your, sorry, at the tip of your fingertips, right, with like Game Pass and like online gaming and that sort of thing and free to play, it's more of a case of like you have to be able to engage people immediately. Otherwise, it can never catch on. Oh. Oh, I can't destroy the monitors. They look like Sonic monitors. Okay, this music is very Monkey Ball to me. Okay, there's no way for me to know that was there. How many deaths does it take before I move on to the this is stinky doo-doo category? Because I'm bad at it. What does this do? Oh, it's just this again. I want to be able to grab it and pick up a new one at the same time. Nah, it's not going to work like that. See, why can't I unlock this outfit? Oh. The ads got ya. Hey, the ads are important, man. With the amount of people I get in the stream, that's like 13 cents throughout the past 2.5 hours, alright? That adds up. Hey, at least it's not bad as YouTube. I use ad blockers everywhere because YouTube is... I can't use YouTube in public because of the ads you get. Hey, maybe you need a UV flashlight. Bewildered. Yeah, some of the Twitch ads just seem random. YouTube ads are just out there. Whatever pays, man. I like the dial-up modem in the background. Like I said, very, very Monkey Ball to like make that a part of your track. I'm trying to think weird ads, right? Like, or is this just turning on and off? Oh, Mega Man Battle Network. I can see that. It's very, what was I thinking? I mean, I was mentioning the music is very Monkey Ball. But, God, what does this make me think of? There was a period in time where everything was, like, entering cyberspace. I don't know why. Maybe I just played too much Sonic growing up, but this makes me think of oh, it's the Bun CPU. Makes me think of Sonic Advance 2 with the cyberspace level in terms of its design. Also, as a computer programmer, this is what I think the engineers do. This is basically what they do for work. I went for computer science. The people who worked like actual computer engineering, this is their job. That was suspiciously simple. I know it's the first stage in the area, but... We'll probably play it. I've been talking about playing a Mega Man game again on stream soon. Mega Man games hold up really well, but I just wish they weren't so laggy. I know they have a Mega Man 1 remake on like PSP, but come on. Now, Mega Man Battle Network, was that Game Boy, DS, right? And it's like, it's not turn-based. I've seen gameplay of it very sporadically. I don't know how you would describe it. Yeah, it looked very, it sounded more GBA than it looked, I guess, but no. They were RPGs, got it. Dude, these things need to get off my ass. There were 500 of them. Yeah, that's Mega Man, alright. Every time I say, like, it's been a while since I played Mega Man, I find out that there are like 20 more that I've never heard of that also are like 20 years old. Like, what do you mean they made 8 Mega Man X's? What do you mean they stopped being good? Come on, man. Don't edgeguard me. I mean, how do you make a bad Mega Man game? Again, maybe this is just me just like not understanding game development or whatever, but like he jumps, he shoots, just make a bunch of men. One game for each hour I spent on Shadow Man. Oh, well then we're gonna be here a long time. Maverick Hunters. It's very Japanese to have games about like, hey, this is a blue guy, he shoots and jumps, and then make it into like a very, very like detailed chronology of games that you have to play on 18 different systems to understand the full lore about, or otherwise you'll. So Pyro, a few years back, I started doing something called Grab Bag, which was where I would have people recommend random retro games of any system, and I'd play them for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, right? Well, the first one I did, Mega Man 3, got recommended to me, and I did Shadow Man stage with just the Mega Busters, the first one, because I don't know. And even though I only set aside like between 15 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour, whatever, for each game, and there were like 8 of them, I got so hyper focused on beating Shadow Man with just the Mega Buster that I ended up spending like 2.5 hours. It felt like just trying to beat him. And eventually it happened, and it was very triumphant for me. Yeah, it was it probably would have been a lot easier with the. It wasn't the first time I'd played Mega Man. It was the first time but it was the first time in a very long time. No. And honestly, it makes it extra funny that like it was such a non-issue of a thing. Like, oh yeah, oh whoops. Because I hyped up like growing up with Mega Man 8 on the original PlayStation. Like how big of a deal that was to me. And how Clown Man just beat the shit out of me and I hated him as a kid. And I kept hyping up how big it was going to be for me to that I bought the package just so I could beat his ass, and then it ended up being like the easiest boss in Mega Man history for me. Yeah, I was very proud of myself because by complete chance, I came across a Reddit forum where people were talking about, hey, what's the hardest Mega Man boss to do Buster only? And there was a lot of Shadow Man in there. I just happened to pick the absolute worst game and the worst Robot Master to go for that. Where do I go from here? But it was a lot of fun. It was one of the, like you said, going into like those gaming trances where you just kind of like get into the zone. God, I'll have to find it. No, because it was still a grab bag, and so we moved on to the next game, and I haven't played Mega Man 3 since. Honestly, that's probably what it's gonna be. I keep saying like, let's play another Mega Man game on stream. Maybe we'll pick 3 back up. Maybe we'll start that from the beginning. Yeah, I haven't done a grab bag in a while. It takes a surprising amount of time to set up, especially if it's something like really obscure. And I got most of the way through 7, and I had fun with it, but I think I was at a point where I was like really busy with day-to-day life, and I just completely forgot that I was playing it at one point. I think I got sick. I think that's what it was. I got sick and just forgot I was playing it. God damn it. Yeah, it's a lot of effort to do, especially considering that I play a game like the Ice Palace, which is finished in like, which sucks and is really hard, but you can finish in like 20 seconds. I don't know. Gaming on PC back then really must have just been the Wild West, dude. I did not expect to like look up how to get past a certain part in that game and be like, oh, the entire long play is like 2 minutes long. We spent more time on the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon character, or the personality quiz, than we did with that game. It's pretty rare that a grab bag game would go for less than 15 minutes. I think one of the only games that I've spent less than 15 minutes with was Alf. And that was only because, wasn't so much because the game was awful, it was, but because the music was actually giving me a really bad headache within a matter of seconds. Like, I don't know who thought that was a good idea. To be fair, when I looked up random games online, like using a randomizer on a website, on a pretty popular site, I did not expect, what was it, Atari Amiga? Alf got me was that my 50th follower? When I played Alf? That's very unfortunate. That's like blowing out the candles on your birthday right as the first plane hits the tower or something, or the second plane gets hit, or the second plane. Listen, pretend this joke hit. All right. Let's start over. That's like fuck. Okay. That's like if you blow out your candles right as the second plane hits the tower. It was the stream. It was. I think I actually did that specifically because even if it was tough, I thought it would be like pandery enough that people would watch it. I think it was less that I needed 50 followers. I think it was because I needed an average of like 5 viewers or something. And so I wanted something that I thought would be easy viewership. Can I hit this? And then it just kind of stuck because it was a lot of fun anyway. It's been quite a while since we've done one. I think it was like early last year, so... Which makes it feel extra bad because occasionally I'll like post in the Discord like, hey, what about games in this style? You know, like what are that? And people will give me a lot of really good ideas, and then I never actually do anything with them because I never did grab bag again. But it's like, man, I gotta download the ROMs, and that takes like several minutes. You know, I'm busy. I have a nap due at noon, and the driver's tutorial. You guys have been hyping up the driver's tutorial. I've heard of it being really tough, but ever since you guys started hyping that up, I've been avoiding it as much as possible. Oh, is this... Did we beat the game? Oh, doggy. We're finally getting story. Robum bum. Robum bum. Ba da 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 robum bum. Okay. So he's Tengu Man. Oh, no. I hope I beat him and it says I beat the tutorial and then, like, the story starts hitting. Dude, when do I get a... hit you in the face? Turn off your shield. That's not fair, man. I don't even have a run button. I'm just kind of fast walking away from these razor blades. Okay. It's probably some... Why does he have, like, a rift in space-time? I hate that. That's my biggest pet peeve in these games, is when rifts from an attack can hit you like that. Hopscotch for keeps. Is this just a survival gauntlet? Bun OS. Hey, anything better than Windows 11, am I right, fellas? Oh, is he gonna bleed? Oh, he bleeds! I can bomb him. Cluster bombs are classic. Who does this guy remind me of? He remind a General from fucking. I know it sounds like I've only ever played one game in my life, and it's Sonic. But like everything just looks so Sonic in this game. Oh, I killed. Ignore that. I got a little excited there. All right, relax. I told you, man. It's only a matter of time when I play games to kill myself with explosives. There it is. Look, when you have a bomb, everything starts to look like explodey. Hammer nail, you get what I'm saying. Alright, let's space it out this time, yeah? I think 3 hits is perfectly fine for cycle. See, these right here are the only ones that give me trouble. Too bad I'm a capital G gamer. Oh, how did I miss? How did I hit the first one and then miss twice? This is the part where he throws out 3, I bet. Nope. No, it's just a little bit faster. Oh, it's thundering outside, dude. Don't update your bios. So I don't understand why I'm fighting this guy on his work computer. That thing has a disk drive. He just wants to aura farm. Yeah. See, if I were him, though, I would simply not do that attack. I would simply not do the attack that makes me vulnerable. Oh, look at this little animation. That's cute. This is like Newgrounds. That shit-eating grin. Bombs? I could do that the whole time? Dude, he doesn't look even the slightest bit concerned about taking a life. We are a sociopath. We did it. We escaped Twitch. Now we're gonna fall to our death. 2. That's signifying that I'm going to level 2 now. Hey, look at that! Great work to Necophobia, Joe Ryan. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm looking for funny names. Kekitopu. Yeah, that was fun. That was a good little bit. I'm glad I went through it. Thanks so much for playing my game. And now I can buy cheats? What do the cheats do? Can I still be on the leaderboard if I use cheats? Let me see. Oh, it just gives me the power-ups, I see. Okay, but now I gotta buy all of the costumes. Well, all the costumes that I can have. Yeah, so now I never found a single bunny. In fact, I don't think I did a whole lot of anything with the achievements. There was like 6 achievements, right? Oh, there's 10 achievements. I got 1 by beating the game. Times badges? Jenny. In the tutorial? Okay, so all the achievements for all the secret bunnies. And it does look like there's like 1 or 2 per level. It could be worth it. I'm just terrible at scavenger hunts. I don't know. I enjoyed it. It was a fun game. If you like platformers like this, it's it's pretty neat. I don't really, I mean, I think I've said everything I want to say about it already, right, while I was playing it. I don't really think there's a whole lot to add. It's a very simple game, a lot of simple fun. Yeah, it ended up being more simple, and it also was just a case of like no fun but what we make, right? To paraphrase the Terminator. Yeah. Uh, Let me think. I've never been great at ending these things off. I'll probably have to call it for the night. It's already 9 o'clock, and I still have to go to the gym tonight. Uh, but thank you to everybody who stopped by. It's been a long time since we've had a lot of people kind of just to vibe around with. Uh, I'm getting convinced that I might get back into Mega Man 3 for the next stream. Uh, it's a little. Wait, tomorrow's April Fool's Day. Ugh, it's been too long since we've done. Do I have time to prepare for something for April Fool's Day? Well, don't count on it, but we'll always take a look. I did like the game. Oh, wait, Kekitopu, did you are you the dev? Is that what I saw in the name? Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I liked the art style. That's what really grabbed me when it got recommended to me in the store. Yeah, uh, it was really great. It's simple and it's fun, and it was a great way to spend time and kind of cool down after the day. It looks like a lot of people worked on it too. I look forward to seeing what you put out in the future as well. I'm gonna keep an eye on that because it seems like there's a lot going on with you and the rest of the people who worked on it. Yeah, I gotta find the bunnies. I'll probably do that on my own time. I'm not gonna subject anybody to me wandering around aimlessly and failing to find things that are directly in front of me. That's a me thing. I know how that goes. But as always, thanks to everybody who stopped by. It's always a good time. Pick up the game on Steam. It looks like it's at a 10% sale if I'm correct for its release. And so it's probably the best to get it now if it looks like something you'd be interested in. So kudos to the developers. Uh, and I'll catch you all on the flip. Thanks so much.